Another week has gone by. It's been a great week so far. Actually, it's been a great couple of weeks since we returned. If you hear any noise in the background, that is the guinea pig back there making noise. And so let me just talk about my week real quick. So on Monday, I saw my 8A students again. I had them on Friday. I had to flex after first period because I wanted to continue the one-on-one conferencing, and I had only got through half of my students on all my periods on Friday. So with first period, I had taught this lesson, but it took a lot longer than I had anticipated. So I wasn't able to get through all the students that I had left to get through for the one-on-one conferencing. So between first and second during advisory, what I did was I took pictures of the notes. I also shot 5 1-minute videos, and then I uploaded them to Canvas. And then so when second and third period came in after the warm-up, I explained to them where to go onto Canvas and how to get the notes and how to watch the videos, and then where to get the practice from. That allowed me to go to the back and call students and continue the one-on-one conferencing, which I feel is a very powerful tool because I'm able to see and hear students tell me things that I didn't even consider that I can use instructionally in the future of this school year, but then also in the upcoming years. Tuesday was a campus-wide testing, so 9th and 10th graders, they took an ELA benchmark test. Students who are planning to take dual credit courses here on campus, they had to take the TSI because that determines whether or not they can enroll in those courses. So I had to proctor a test from 9 until 1 p.m. TSI, and proctoring is never fun. You're just like standing there bored watching them take a test. It's like, oh, save me please. And then after that, lunch was 50 minutes, and then classes were 35 minutes apiece. Because I was able to shoot the videos and take pictures of the notes during the advisory period on Monday, I just had students do that, and so I didn't lose any time. I just didn't have the opportunity to do one-on-one conferencing with my B-Day classes, and I still haven't done it yet. Wednesday and Thursday, Wednesday was pretty interesting, but Wednesday and Thursday, students reviewed for the exam, and I did it as a demo because we're doing word equations and reaction types. And so I did a couple of demos, and then I wrote the equations on the board, the word equations on the board. The students really got into that, especially the part where I took some bubbles that had gas in them, and I set it on fire, and they went crazy for that, and I had a couple students also try that. However, on Wednesday we actually had a real lockdown, and I was recording myself during that time because I was doing some of the demos when the lockdown took place. I'm not going to go into too much detail, but it did last for some time, just to let everybody know that nobody was injured. We were safe, especially in light of all the recent school shootings, so that anytime a lockdown happens, you're wondering what's going on, especially if it's something around or on campus. And then on Friday, my B-Day class, as soon as we started class, they took the test, and so they had 45 minutes to do so. Just like I've done before, students sat spaced out, and they took the test. And then once all the students were finished, or once they were done, they brought their test to me, and they logged into Canvas where there was a module waiting for them to do with notes. And so that gave students who finished some time to do some stuff, and they just weren't sitting there, and students who were still taking their test, they didn't have to rush. Once the 45 minutes was up and all my students finished before that time, then what I did is all the students could come back to their seats and work together. But I went to the back and I called 4 to 8 students, gave them a highlighter, told them to bring their Chromebook, and the answer key to the test was on Canvas, so they were able, just like before, highlight areas that they got incorrect. And I just explained to them, the yellow doesn't mean that you've lost points. Those are just talking points for when we meet one-on-one and we conference together. I can talk about hey, this is the area that you're struggling in, or ask what were you thinking about when you were doing this particular problem. And so I think that encouraged students to maybe even study a little bit more for this latest test, because students actually did particularly well. Students also that historically have not done so well, they're on a ball this grading period. The grading period, speaking of the grading period, it ends next Friday. My 8A class, they will take their test on Monday. My student teacher also starts on Monday and Tuesday. She was here all week with me, and so she was able to see the classes. But with that, I am going to end here because it's Friday, and I did have tutoring because today was a B-Day, and so I offer tutoring on B-Days after school. It is 6 o'clock, it's late, I'm gonna grab my stuff, and I'm gonna go home. Do me a favor, if there was anything about this video that you liked, then make sure to hit that like button, comment down below, and or share the video. If you haven't already done so, make sure to subscribe so that way you can bond with James. As always, thanks for watching.